All right, next up, we're gonna hear from Max S. John. Eventually, video game movies will be more popular and successful than comic book movies.
Massive overreaction. Now, do I believe that we could hit a day on the calendar 2 years from now where on that day, video game movies are more popular than comic book movies?
The video game singularity.
Yeah. Could there be a day on the calendar where that is true for that day or that week or that month? Sure. But here's the reality. Video game movies, as much as video game properties are improving at an incredible rate right now. Like we got Fallout, we got Last of Us, we got God of War coming, we've got a Baldur's Gate coming. I mean, listen, it's a very different world for video game movies and TV shows today than it was 3 years ago. But they will never, ever be remotely close to being as big in its heyday as the comic book genre was in its heyday. And by the way, the comic book genre's heyday may not be over because we got Doomsday coming and we got No Way or A Brand New Day coming and we got Secret Wars coming. But like, even if take all that out of it, you're never going to see we're not going to see 12 video game franchises in the $1 billion club. So could we enter like a window of time where comic book movies for 1 month or 1 year, even comic book movies are outdone by video game movies? Sure, maybe in a particular window. But if you're going to talk big picture, video game movies will never surpass. No genre, nothing, Rob, will ever surpass the height and the peak and the pinnacle that the comic book genre has had already and may still yet come. So I'm going to say this is an overreaction. Rob, what about you?
I too think it's an overreaction, but for I think a little different reasons. Comic book movies, like you take your favorite comic book character, Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, what have you. They have had thousands, tens of thousands of different stories with these characters
over the span of decades.
Over the span of decades. A video game might have 1 or 2 or 3 different stories about a character. And the problem with video game movies, unless an audience recognizes the entirety of the video game, not just the character, like The Last of Us doesn't just have to have the characters, it has to have the entire storyline recreated in dramatic form. Video game movies are very limiting unless you have something like Super Mario Brothers that has a myriad of different kinds of titles and different kinds of gameplay. You know, you can play Donkey Kong or you can play Mario Kart, but there's a universe there that you've delved into. But comic book characters just allow, by definition, a wide variety of storytelling that video game characters don't enjoy. And I think that there's just more diversity and you can do more. I mean, we can see a Michael Keaton Batman. We can see a Christian Bale Batman. We can see a Twilight Boy Batman, or we can see Ben Affleck Batman. People will accept those characters and they can do all kinds of different things. I loved what they did with the Batman, made it more detective. He was the Dark Knight detective starting out. Whereas Ben Affleck, the older, beefier, I will kill you with my bare hands Batman. I love that. Video games don't have that luxury. So I think that comic book characters just lend themselves more to great storytelling.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.